Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I hope that your week was wonderful. And we are going to take a look at renting a ship. Specifically, I have a hankering to rent my good old favorite ship, the Constellation. We are going to take a look at if it can be profitable because, to rent the Constellation for one day is 70,960 credits. So, the big question is, can you make it profitable? And I think that with gold, you can guarantee profitability in one round. So, really quickly, we are still in the Freelancer. We are going to take a quick jaunt through buying the gold, and we will make a comparison of buying with the Freelancer, not having to rent it, and then we will rent the Constellation and basically make the same run. So I've already gotten to Daymar here, and let's go buy the gold. Now, in this particular purchase, there was somebody who was distracting me, and he made it a little bit of a longer process, so I cut out all the extra stuff going on here, and there was only 48 available, so I waited around for, 10 minutes to see if the wonderful server would launch me more gold to buy. Because there is a situation going on in the server that it does refresh every once in a while, and it actually happened to work this time. It took about 10 minutes for me to decide to come back here, and there was 25 more gold, so I was like, oh great, we can finish off filling the ship. So after purchasing this set of gold, it cost me a total of 391,000 credits for this purchase, and let's go sell it. Here we go. Getting back to the ship, I wanted to make sure this is a practice I recommend you do because the server is somewhat laggy at times. Make sure that you can see all of your cargo. If you can't, there's a possibility of losing some. So let's get into space and get back to our beautiful Arc Corp. I guess it's not exactly beautiful, but let's get back to Area 18 and to see what we are able to sell this 391,000 credits worth of gold for. And, as we get close to Area 18, I am doing all sorts of transitions to spare you guys the minutes of waiting in Quantum to get through the vastness of space. This is a perfect time while we're coming in for a landing to explain why I keep going out Daymar and coming back to Area 18. In recent updates, there was 2 locations to buy gold, and in just checking the aUEC Corp or .space trade section, I just discovered that there's only the one now. So on Daymar, SCD1 is the only place to buy gold right now in the game, which kind of makes it a hot commodity, doesn't it? In that instance, that means that you're basically going to look for your best place to get a profit after you buy it. And with a little bit of study, Area 18 really is the best place to. So that's why I make this circuit so many times now, because I'm really trying to push the boundaries of getting to the ability to buy a C2 Hercules. I really want to actually just kind of feel the ownership of having that ship. And here we are. We are going to sell the gold now, and we sell it for a whopping 497,000 credits. Which means, from the beginning to the end of the Freelancer's run, this is the total capacity of the Freelancer, the maximum we can get out of it. We get 105,000 credits as gain. So, as promised, I have rented a Constellation Andromeda. We are going to take a look at this beauty. Oh, it's so good to fly this ship again. Man, this beast is mean. Oh, and I don't know. I really like its dogfight capabilities, even though it has a slightly slower turn rate than most ships. And as a result of that, it seems like it is not very well favored as a dogfight ship. But it seems like once you get your target in sight, this beast will make sure that it's no longer existing anymore. It has very good odds of doing so. There are fights that I've lost, and there are fights that I've had to run from. But my experience in having a Constellation Andromeda was a very positive one. I think this ship is beautiful, and it is so picturesque to fly, except for, of course, that funny looking bar that's in front of you when you're flying inside the cockpit. But it's got great animations, especially going into quantum. It's just a great ship all around. And it has a cargo hold of 96, which is cool. So it's basically a third larger than a Freelancer, which is a good thing in this case. So here's the thing. I rented this for 1 day, which was the worst deal. But in taking a look at the math for 3 days, 7 days, or even 30 days, the deal gets way better by far. If, for example, you rent it for 30 days, you get it for 44,350 credits a day. It's not quite half, but that's a really good deal. So as we are trying to answer the question, is it viable to rent this and run gold? In order to run the gold this time, I had to sit around for a couple of rounds, and I'll show you that in just a second. It actually took me 3 rounds of buying to fully fill the ship. I could have left at 2 rounds because, let me just show you. And no, that is not another one of my constellations. I don't know who that is, but it was kind of funny that 2 constellations were here occupying the space at the same time. And really, nobody ever showed up walking around, so I don't think that the player that is flying the other constellation was even here. That being said, it seems cost prohibitive renting a ship for 70,000, especially since we only made 105,000 credits on the last trade that I did with the Freelancer. So is this going to work out? I don't know. Let's take a look at it. Now, interestingly enough, I did this set of trades several hours after I did the Freelancer, so it had about the same buy cost, except for the costs did go up. So when we bought earlier, it was 5,929 to buy. Now it's 5,933. And then the third buy, about 10 or so minutes later, you'll see a shocking thing. That the price actually changed in a matter of 10-ish minutes. And I say 10-ish because I didn't time it exactly. I was just running around the compound trying to figure out what to do while I waited for the server to reset. And you can see right here, I pause it. Like, I'm not even pausing it. This is real-time playing. I'm not speeding it up or anything. You can see that it actually replenished while I was watching the screen. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll buy. Even though I only needed to buy 1. Not a bad deal. Whatever. But if you looked at the price, you might have to go back and pause it. The price was actually like 3 credits more. But for 3 credits more, I just kind of like, we're not going to include that in the mathematics. All in all, to fill the constellation, it cost me 569,000 credits to get the 96 cargo of gold. It did cost me a little bit of extra time because, I had to do 3 whole purchase sets. If I could buy it in 1 round, I think it's like 20 minutes total as a round trip, because it takes almost like 8 minutes to get to Daymar, 8 minutes to get back, and a few minutes in between to make your purchase land. And, I don't know. If you could fly a little bit more haphazardly and have fun with it and potentially crash your ship, but especially when I want to try to, like I said, my dream is to buy a C2 Hercules, and just getting the funds up has been a nightmare, as you might have caught on from my previous videos. That being said, let's go take a look at what this is going to sell for. As we make our way to the trade development division, I hope that you guys have found this video sort of interesting, because, we're going to reveal in just a few seconds what we made for this trade on the Andromeda. So, if you found this interesting, like the video, it's free. It doesn't hurt anything. But also, if you haven't done so already, might as well subscribe. I'm going to have more Star Citizen videos coming out in the following weeks. And here we go. We're going to sell this stuff. It looks like it's going to sell for 723,000 credits. That makes it so that we have a grand total gain of 153,000. Now, if we take off the cost of the rental, we only made 82,640 credits, but that's really not bad. That's a positive gain for one run. If you make 2 or 3 runs, you will make super awesome profits. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.